Welcome to the Cloud Pink Podcast.
I'm Atlas.
I'm Samique.
This is Op. And this is our first ever episode of Cloud Pink. So we figured we would start with our story.
Thanks for being here. And let's go.
That was good, right? That was good? Okay.
So I'm originally from Bangalore, India, and we met in 2017 in New Delhi. And for the people who know about Delhi,
we found love in a hopeless place.
Really a hopeless place.
Yeah. So I was in India in the first place because I was in college in Chicago. I was studying dance, and I decided to drop out of college and go to India and do a yoga teacher training, which at the time I felt like the coolest, most unique, original person ever for doing that because I didn't know anybody who did something like that. But later I found out actually that's a very basic white girl who travels thing to do. Still, it was amazing. So I went to Rishikesh and did a yoga teacher training. It was incredible. And I was actually planning on afterwards coming back to the States and doing a longer dance training. But I fell in love with India and decided to stay there. This was March 2017. So what were you doing around then?
Oh, I had just lost my grandfather. May his soul rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going through a really rough time in my life. I was a bodybuilder back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I was yoked.
Yeah, seriously.
Kind of unhealthy, but
you were coping that way.
Yeah, that was my
That's a better way to
coping.
cope than a lot of things.
Yeah. And then I traveled around a bit in India, just working. I was actually trying to continue what was my grandpa's business as a legacy, which I still do to this day.
And what does he make? Or what did he make?
My grandpa was an essential oil chemist, perfumer, and just a biochemist overall. And he was one of the smartest people I ever met in my life. And he taught me a lot. We've made some of the best incense in the world.
They invented Nag Champa.
The smell of it, the essence of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was doing that. And then I ended up in Delhi because my sister, my older sister, she used to study there in university, and I went with her. I had nothing much to do, and as you may know, Delhi can be unsafe sometimes for women, so I went with her to Delhi.
Wait, but you're getting ahead of yourself, because I have more backstory.
Yeah, sorry. There you go. You continue.
So after my yoga teacher training, I met my best friend, Liv, and she says that we met when I was at the Ganga and I was rubbing sand on my face or some weird shit and was just hello, and she was like, I love you. And then we just literally fell in love, and we decided to hitchhike to the Rainbow Gathering in Himachal Pradesh on the top of a mountain. And we started doing that and then quickly realized that hitchhiking made no sense and wasn't a thing. And so we took a tuk-tuk and we took a bus and then we took another bus. It was very huge journey. We ended up in some random town where we met some people she already knew, and then we went in a car with them and all this stuff, and we ended up on the top of this mountain in Himachal at this Rainbow Gathering. And obviously we found out this later, but when I was there, I met your friends, Aditya and some other people. And I remember him because we like danced together. He was a dancer and everything. And he talked about being from Bangalore and everything. So you explain that.
Yeah, so I had some friends who were going up there. I was not necessarily up about the idea of a rainbow gathering
Yeah.
with hippies.
Totally.
I mean, I've had some experiences, I'll tell you that, being from India and hippies and travelers.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to travel a bit, so I did go up on a road trip, but I ended up not making it all the way there. And just
But didn't you guys bike?
Yeah,
What?
and yeah, we biked halfway across the country. Motorbikes, like cruiser
For the
motorbikes.
uninitiated.
And it was a beautiful, beautiful drive. And then I had some other people that I did not want to hang around with, so I decided not to make my trip all the way up to Himachal.
How far did you get?
Central India. And then I made
That's
my way
still
back.
so far.
Yeah, it is quite far. And then I made my way back down to Bangalore. Yeah, that was, I guess, fate or destiny.
Yeah. That's like the second time we would have met if like a plan went all the way through, right?
Well, no, because that was the first time.
No,
the
because
second time was when Airbnb. I was supposed to get the same Airbnb you were at in October with my sister, but it got delayed.
No, that was the third time. The first time, we haven't talked about this in so long, but we applied for the same college in Berlin.
Oh, right.
In the same year, and both didn't go because like money reasons and stuff. So that's the first time that we would have met, but it was like too soon. So this was the second time at the Rainbow Gathering. And then after the Rainbow Gathering, I kept traveling with my friends and I stayed in...
Bagsu?
Yes, at Bagsu. And I had such an amazing time there. And towards the end of my time there, I met my ex. Dun, dun, dun. Terrible person. So right when I was hitting my last straw with my ex, my friend, we're going to call him Kay, called me and told me that he broke his leg because his dog fell in a hole, and so he jumped in the hole.
Oh, I remember.
And then him and his dog were both in the hole.
I remember motherfucker was limping when I got there. It was like...
Yeah.
I forgot about this.
Yeah, this is the reason I was there. So... he fell in the hole too and broke his leg in the hole. So then him and his dog were both in the hole. I don't even know how they got out. And
there's some holes in this house.
And then he was the Airbnb owner, and I became friends with him because I stayed at his Airbnb with my ex the time when you almost booked the same one. Mm-hmm. And why didn't you? Some random reason, or?
No, the plans got delayed.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. So we almost would have met then again, but I'm glad we didn't because I was with stupid face at the time. So anyway, I was at Kay's house and I was helping him like live without his leg. Not that it was amputated, just broken. Not to be dramatic, though he would have loved that.
That guy was such a drama queen.
So dramatic.
It's one of the most dramatic people I've ever seen. Period.
Besides you or me. So I wasn't even 100% sure about this breakup. I had been in the car with my ex and his friends, and I was getting super annoyed when I got the call from Kay. I hung up and I was like, I'm gonna go help my friend. And I didn't really say anything else, and I went back to his house and I grabbed all my stuff and I went to Kay's house.
Which all your stuff, I remember, was just a backpack.
Good point!
Not even a traveler's backpack, a literal computer. Yeah,
that is such a good point. My best friend in Chicago said that when I left for India, it looked like I was going for a walk. I literally took a tiny, tiny backpack. I had like very little stuff. I just wanted to like just trust that whatever I needed would come.
Did you next time out, you had a bigger bag? I remember picking it up from Dolly.
Yeah, that was like a one-time thing. I didn't really need to do that again, you know. But it was cool. I'm glad I did it. I brought really weird stuff with me too. It was like colored pencils, which I'm not even like an artist. And
Sweetgrass?
Yeah, I had herbs. I brought herbs with me. I had headphones. That is important. And like a few outfits, maybe. Probably not even a few. But I bought clothes as I went. Anyway, that is such a good point because when I was at Kay's house, Stupid Face called me and literally word for word said, "I'm so hurt that you took your all stuff." I always remember that line.
Oh, the X?
Yeah. "I'm so hurt that you took your all stuff." Looking back, like, cool. Glad you're hurt because fuck you. So around, what was it, like December 21st?
20th.
20th, yeah. You guys showed up.
2017.
Yeah. You and Showa showed up at the Airbnb. And honestly, my first thought was like, cute couple or whatever.
Ew.
Yeah, I know.
Why would you think that?
Because I have been used to like so many couples coming to the Airbnb, actually. Wait, you need to explain the part of how you even got this booking in the first place.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, actually. So my sister had to attend her exams for her architecture school. Couldn't get flights, booked a train ticket. And as soon as we got to the train station, the train left.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it was the worst thing. And we were like all stressed. My brother, who was driving the car, was like, "You guys are crazy."
Because you were trying to catch it, right?
Yeah, so we were trying to go to the next station so we could catch it.
In Bangalore traffic, that's insane.
In Bangalore, if you know, it's like the most dense traffic in the world. Like, it's absolutely insane. It's like not even a possibility. So we were trying to still do that, very motivated to get to Delhi. And then we ended up deciding not to because of traffic. It was
wasn't
just
working.
A whole lot of mess. What we did is we ended up booking another train a day or two later. And on my way to Delhi on the train, I was trying to book this Airbnb because I had saved it from before in October or something when I was deciding to go. Sorry, our dog has a little bit of a ha.
Yeah.
So on my way over to Delhi, on the train, I was trying to book this Airbnb, which I had saved from when I was planning to go in October when you first stayed there. Trying to get it, and I hit book. What ends up happening is like the train goes through a tunnel and just the network goes out. Payment processes, but the booking wasn't confirmed. I had to contact my bank and be like, "Hey, the booking isn't confirmed. Why was the payment gone?" And Airbnb is like, "We don't have a booking from you." So sorted that out with Airbnb, booked it again, and waiting for a refund, whatever. And then finally got to Delhi, and I get to Delhi early morning, and my sister's then boyfriend comes to the train station, picks us up. We go for breakfast because Kay had certain check-in times, and I'm waiting there, trying to get in touch with Kay, telling him, "Hey, I'm here. You're the host. Can I, I'm on my way there," and I couldn't get to him at all, and it was a mess. I was to the point where I was getting stressed with all the times I've had to tried to book this place, and then him not responding to me. Go ahead.
No, it's just that from my side, Kay had broken his phone. And I don't know how. I don't know if it was related to this hole or what, but Kay had broken his phone, and
Broken leg, broken phone.
yes, his Airbnb phone specifically, and we were like running around and driving to get to this phone shop where his phone was being fixed.
Because Airbnb had called him on his other phone or something, right?
Yeah, maybe something like that. But it was like, I don't even.
Because I reached out to Airbnb and I was pretty
Yeah.
heated. I was like, this is a mess. Get me another place.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let us reach out to the host because they just don't want to get you a place right then.
Yeah. So maybe he had gotten a call and was stressed or something. But I just remember we were like racing to get to the phone shop to get the phone. And then the moment that he turned it on after paying for it, it started ringing. And it was you.
Yeah.
It was you. And you literally were like, if he doesn't answer this call, like this is your last one,
Yeah.
like you're going to book somewhere else.
Yep. Funny enough, I was sitting at an American diner in Delhi when this happened.
So funny.
Yeah, so finally we got there. We get in. I remember seeing you.
Yeah.
You're wearing your big blue coat you had back
Oh,
then,
yeah.
which I don't know where it is now. It's so
Yeah.
epic.
Thanks.
You had really, like, you see her hair, guys. Like, this is really long now, but she's had to trim it in, like, last month? But back then, her hair was tiny. It's like that much.
Yeah.
Well, you had... Well,
I had shaved it, like, right before getting with Stupid Face. So it was, like...
few months of growth.
Yeah.
It was really cute. I got in there. I'm like, oh, hey, Kay. Got in my room, relaxed. And then I come out and I see Atlas. And we introduce each other like, hi. And Atlas is the one who actually first introduced themselves. It was like, yeah, hi, I'm Atlas or Edith.
Yeah.
And after
and you
that,
actually decided to call me Edith, which was like unusual.
yeah, I don't know why. I don't remember yeah. Because I think you had said most people call you Atlas, but this was the name given to me by my mom.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both words, but yeah.
Yeah. It was cute. So then that night we were sitting out on the balcony and we probably smoked like 5 packs of cigarettes.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But we had
Indian
the best
packs, so like 10 cigarettes.
10 cigarettes instead of the 20. So
yeah. So we smoked like 50 cigarettes together. Probably.
Pretty crazy.
But we were up all night.
You were rationing too.
But like all night we were talking.
I was like, here you go. Here you go. She went, I don't want to smoke all of you cigarettes.
I bought you more the next day too.
Well, no, a few days later, actually.
Whenever I got my money again.
Yeah.
Because it was like this whole thing. Yeah, whenever I got money, I bought you. I felt so bad. You had given me so many packs at that point. But, okay, so we smoked so many cigarettes and we were talking. And, like, my first impression about you, or, like, the first thing that, like, interested me about you is actually your feminism. And kind of the way that you talk, like, about, egalitarianism, feminism, the world. Like, I felt like, whoa, like, I don't feel like I meet a lot of people on my level, in a sense, to talk about this.
What's crazy, I don't even know how we got in such a deep conversation the first day.
Yeah.
First night, I guess.
I don't think we would have fallen in love if, like, we didn't.
Yeah.
You know?
It's pretty crazy. You know, I'm a pretty reserved person. I just don't talk to people the way I did to you.
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me, like, whoa, I don't really tell people stuff like this normally. Because you opened up a lot that night. Like, you told me about Dada and, like, so many things.
Dada is grandpa in Hindi. Yeah, we talked about so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at that point in my life, going through and working on losing my grandpa and the depression, not clinical depression, but depressed feelings, and working through a lot of family stuff and triggers and traumas. Being a very reserved person, I was actually, it was a very pleasant experience to actually open up to someone who actually held the space.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really pleasant for me too. I mean, I was also going through a lot, obviously, like a week or two into a breakup that didn't have any closure and had like fucked with me in so many ways, mentally and emotionally. And that first conversation was just like so refreshing, and it felt so nice to just connect with somebody that you didn't expect a connection from, but you have all of this like emotional resonance, intellectual resonance,
Yeah.
addiction resonance.
It was, for me also, it was the cultural part. You know, there's some sore spots you go to when you're talking to a person from your same culture. And they might judge you for something because they believe it should be this way, or like how you interact the first time you speak. You know, it's not like we don't have deep conversations with our people.
Yeah,
it's not
obviously,
that.
yeah.
It's just a little different. But yeah, it was like, oh wow, I just made a great friend. You know, and then what we were up for. I mean, we're sitting out
Like
there.
all night.
I remember coming out there to smoke a cigarette. You were sitting there and
Yeah,
smoking.
we were literally
And
like
you
the
were doing
plan
something
was
on your phone. Yeah.
the plan was like smoking like one cigarette, like
And your
okay, let's smoke
LG
a cigarette.
shitbox phone.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, with that green cover. I mean, I think I still have it somewhere.
So basically, we just started hanging out more, and it was funny because I would be like, I would come up to you and be like, "Hey, do you want to go do da da da? Like, do you want to go to this park or this whatever?" And you would just be like, which for those of you just listening, basically just like a subtle little Indian head nod, like,
Not the.
yeah,
But
just like. And I still at that point, really, I would be like, so are we going? Are we not going? Like, I didn't know if we were going or not. And then you would just like get up and start coming with me. So I was like, cool, okay, we're going. And you always wanted to go do whatever
Yeah.
I was doing. And you invited me to stuff.
Well, okay. I mean, we chilled the first night, of course. The next day we didn't hang around much. You had things to do. The day after that, you were pretty bummed and you were having a hard time. We went out to that temple, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Oh my gosh, yes. This is such a good night. You showed me Palak Paneer that night.
big temple in Chhatarpur in Delhi. Yeah, after that temple, I sensed like you're having a really hard time, so I took you out for dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good. I'm like,
Yeah, it was perfect.
yeah, it was at this Punjabi place. We had some amazing palak paneer.
The Palak Paneer was fire.
Fresh tandoori rotis. Oh my gosh,
It was so good. Delhi has some really good food.
It does, yeah.
And then I feel like also at that dinner we started getting a bit more like emotionally connected as well.
Yeah, I don't remember why you were having a hard time, but yeah.
Same
and
reason.
then, yeah.
Just leaving an abusive relationship. Yeah.
And also not having your money on you at all times, and you're struggling with that in another country because you lost your wallet in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after that, I generally tell people, when did you guys fall in love? I say day 3.
Yeah.
The third day, because after we had dinner, we went out, and then we went and watched Lion King.
Oh.
You remember?
At home.
Yeah, and then we
at
watched
home, Mulan?
Mulan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, that's when a vibe started developing. Actually,
Yeah, we started.
It was that night. Yeah, it started getting a little snuggly.
A little
bit
snuggly on the couch in the living room.
Yeah, it started getting a little snuggly, and then there started to be some romantic vibes, but it still wasn't like weird between us. It was very like we're friends. There's a little bit of a romantic vibe.
Yeah.
And I don't think at that point we were thinking like about where it would go or anything like that. And so also, so before, Kay had decided that he wanted to be my manager and get me bookings in Delhi to perform. And we went to this one club, and Prashant asked me to be a DJ for his club. And I am not a DJ at all. Literally at all. I was like, why would you want me to be a DJ? I'm not a DJ. I am a dancer, but he was like, he was saying all this.
Basically, you're white.
He didn't actually say it. He didn't actually say it. He was just like, all this stuff. And Kay was like, and I was like, yeah, he just wants a white girl DJ. And Kay was like, oh, okay, for sure. And everybody was like, cool. Okay, we get what is going on. And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, it was actually a really good employment offer. The thing that I was very on the fence about was that the contract would be for a year. And at the time, a year felt like a lot to me for some reason. But it especially felt like a lot to stay in Delhi. I really don't like Delhi, to be honest. I don't want to hurt anybody's sentiments. I could see now it's a great city also. I've been back and had a great time, but I had never felt so unsafe anywhere in the world than I did there.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
When you started DJing, it was your first day.
Yeah.
And Delhi gets quite cold in the winter.
Actually, so fucking cold.
Yeah.
Especially because you still have to ride a bike everywhere, and there's not like heaters in every house. Like, there wasn't a heater in my room.
Yeah. So that was your first night you went out to DJ, and you're wearing you were wearing a dress.
I was a little slutty. Yeah. Little slutty vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, you were like, I'm gonna kill it in this job.
Yeah. Literally. I really was. Yeah.
And well, it was quite late, so at this point we had exchanged phone
I love that
numbers,
my
of course.
audacity was like, yes, I can be a DJ. Just give me a good slutty outfit and I'll look hot and I'll do it. Why not?
Yeah, just throwing some songs together. Whatever.
I mean, he was going to get me like a DJ program to learn and everything. He's going to pay for that and like, but a lot of it was talk, I think. A lot of it I don't think was genuine, but at the time I didn't know that, couldn't have done that. And I was kind of desperate. So like, I didn't want to think that. Yeah, go ahead. You can tell the story.
Well, no. So yeah, I remember you coming that night. You look so fucking cute.
Thanks.
I was like, but a little backstory into that same day, actually, it was backtrack. It was pretty late, and I was getting concerned. Of course, it's Delhi, and we had exchanged phone numbers at this point.
And I was driving the scooter.
Yeah.
Alone.
Kay's scooter. Yeah, like a moped. So I tried calling you a few times. You didn't answer. Oh, well, you answered once and it's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'll be home a little late. You texted me, actually. And then it was quite late and I was getting concerned. Kay tried calling you a few times and you didn't answer. Then he was like freaking out a bit, but he went to bed. I don't know. He's like, oh, he took his painkillers, I guess. and then after that, I couldn't find his car keys to come check, if you're okay or not, because there's rules. Get off. Right.
We should leave that in there, actually.
Like you called me. And you went the wrong direction. So finally we got in touch. You had left, but you went the wrong direction.
Yes.
And I was like, who is around you? Like, maybe I can talk to them.
And I don't know why I wasn't like getting directions on my phone.
You didn't have internet or something?
I don't remember what the problem was, but I was definitely not getting the right directions and I was completely lost. and it's like the middle of the night
is
in Delhi
freaky.
on a scooter alone.
Yeah.
Dressed this short also, which is not helpful.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that it's not safe.
Yeah.
But it is.
It wouldn't have been safe regardless of what I was wearing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like, it was freezing. I was fucking cold.
Yeah. So I spoke to that tuk-tuk driver, remember? Well, the tuk-tuk driver directed you towards the right place. And then you stopped somewhere to ask directions from these weird guys.
No. That's not what happened.
Oh,
I
okay.
stopped to call you.
Oh, yeah, you did. You're right.
I stopped and I called you and I was stopped there and a car full of men rolled up on me and stopped next to me. And I told you that. I was like, oh my God, there's these guys here and they're getting out and they're coming towards me. And you were like, put them on the phone.
Yeah. And
Which is a crazy call, but it was the right call.
yeah, I was like, you were trying to find directions. And they were like, oh, who's this? You know, like these
What did you
freaking
say?
toxic,
Husband,
masculine.
brother, what did you say?
I was like, well, I'm her boyfriend. And then they're
Which
like,
we weren't
well,
yet,
why is
but-
she out here in the middle of the night? I was like, she can be wherever the fuck she wants.
Ooh.
That's why I was like, you fucking asshole. Straight up, I cussed him out in Hindi.
Yeah, just say what you
"Benchot,
said."
Mother chot. Just give her phone back and point her to the right direction or I'll be right there. I'm on my way there. I'm going to whoop your motherfucking ass. And then he freaked out, that guy, and then they showed you the right direction.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And they left me alone. They
Yeah.
didn't follow nothing. But they told you, I thought she was a prostitute.
Yep, they did. They tell me that...
Remember what
It's
Kay
so
said when I
weird.
told him the
He's
story?
like, oh, he's telling me, oh, I thought she was a prostitute. I
Yeah.
was like, you're not going to shoot your shot with her, dude.
Yeah, you started cussing him out when he said that.
Yeah,
you
and
thought
then
that,
he went like, I'm sorry, brother. I'm like, fuck you. Just show her the right direction.
Yeah.
And we got home, the Airbnb.
I made it. Somehow
Yeah,
I made
you
it.
made it. I was right there in the balcony. I
I
was
swear-
shitting my pants. I'm not even kidding. I was so freaked out.
Yeah, I swear to God also.
And we didn't have location sharing or anything. We were not
Right,
to that
yeah.
point, okay?
Yeah, Gen Z, you don't know. Just kidding. But like, I swear I have never been that cold in my fucking life. And I grew up in Eastern Oregon in the mountains. But that cold, Delhi in the winter on a bike.
Our cat is moving the light. Sorry.
This is Idli.
That's Idli. I don't know if you guys can see it. She's just right there.
Hey,
We'll probably zoom in.
stop that. Hey.
So, guys, this is Idli. We just got her a couple months ago.
And her whole mission right now is to...
She's a boy, but she's a she.
Yeah. Her whole mission is to mess with us right now. And mess with this podcast.
It's a pretty white cat. There's a whole story to how we got her.
And
too.
for the
We'll
clips
talk.
that we put on Red Note, cat tax!
I don't know what she's talking about. I haven't followed Red Note as much, so.
Lame. Okay, so
Oh, Idli.
I was freezing my freaking bones off. My balls were shriveled to the core. That was so cool.
Imaginary balls.
Yeah. So I got in and I was like, and Samique was like, oh my God, like, are you okay? And
And then she was like, can you actually snuggle me?
yeah, I was just
I am
like,
so cold.
yeah,
And I
you
was
were like, is there anything I could do? And I was like, can you snuggle me? And you were like, yeah, let's go. And so we snuggled so sweetly, so
and we started
platonically.
watching a movie.
Yeah, I showed you Queen Latifah movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you were so cold. And that was the night I also gave you my red shirt. Was it?
Yes.
That shirt. Loved it.
A few days later was New Year's Eve, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was
Well,
Christmas,
actually,
right? Wait,
that was
that was
Christmas Eve.
Christmas.
That was Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
We went out together during Christmas.
Where did we go?
So, well, I went with my sister and her ex.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
invited you. You were like, I feel like, nah.
I don't have
And
money.
You know, I was like, you don't need that.
Yeah.
So we were just going out for dinner. But Actually, the day after that is when we went out to the mall and you DJ'd for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we had lots of fun.
And
we were chilling on the roof in the morning, getting the sun in the winter. That was really fun on the terrace.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was fun.
Yeah. And that night when we were in the tuk-tuk coming back.
On the way back after the day after Christmas, yeah.
I remember we were talking and you had said something like, yeah, I haven't been in love before. And I was like, why? And you said, I just don't think I've found the right person. And in my head, I remember like so loud and clear, my brain was like, maybe it's me. And I was like, why would you say that? Like, I've known this person for like 10 days. Like, why would you say that? But you know what I mean?
Not even 10 days, 6 days.
Yeah. I'm like, I was just like, where did that come from? But it was so clear in my mind. And then we were hanging out more, getting more closer, having some more like intimate moments, snuggling and things like that. And then we went to my big performance on New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm. That was a big performance.
Big performance at this club, at Prashant's Club.
What was the song by?
Oh my God, Rock Waterfall by Beyonce.
Was it called Rock?
Yeah.
Waterfall. Oh,
yeah,
have to play that song.
Yeah, it's old. That song is old now, actually.
Yeah.
So I did a dance performance and then DJ'd.
I remember you wearing that gold top. We went shopping a couple days before that together too.
Yeah, that was so fun.
Yeah.
Remember, like, we were trying to get the thing off of that like metal top off of the mannequin, and the store rep was like, "We can't take that off of there. That's the mannequin."
And Kay
goes like, "What, is she your sister? Take it off."
That was so funny, yeah. That motherfucker was so sassy.
So I was doing the DJ set. I feel like I kind of did it, but like somebody else was kind of doing it, or like somebody else had, I don't know. I was like on the side with this person, something like that. But I was DJing after my dance performance, which the crowd went wild for, by the way. It was so fun. So we then went home, and it was late, and we like laid in my bed.
Did shots.
Oh, okay. I forgot that part.
My parents didn't hear this.
Yeah.
I am halal. I don't drink anything.
Yeah, don't send to the parents.
Don't send it to the parents.
No.
If my cousins are watching, yes,
they were halal shots.
I have drank alcohol. It's okay.
They were halal shots.
Halal shots.
Water
shots.
Nothing.
It's called
nothing
like agave water. No, was it what? Potato water.
So we laid in my bed and we were just talking and chatting and everything. And we were just kind of like this, like side by side, and kind of getting closer and closer. And then we kissed. After
you were the first one to kiss.
Yes.
Well, I guess I kissed your cheek first, but...
You kissed my cheek in a very, like, I want to kiss your whole face kind of way, you know? You had been giving me cheek kisses for a few days, actually. And they were very, like, you know...
Friendly ones.
No. They were very, like, you know what I want to kiss. Definitely. Yeah. And so you gave me that, and I just kissed you. And then you kissed me back, and we kissed for a while.
Yeah, so we still celebrate that as our
anniversary. Yeah, New Year's Day, 2018.
3:15 a.m. to be precise.
You checked right after? You're like, this is going to be a thing.
No, because I checked right before.
Yeah.
So it was like a couple minutes later. So.
And then the next day...
I could be off on the seconds, but sure.
Yeah. Well, the first, we went to the spa with
We
Kay.
were feeling so awkward that day.
Yeah.
And then we had a talk.
Yeah, so awkward. The whole dynamic had shifted, you know,
we had a
weird.
talk right after...
But you were very mature about this, actually.
Yeah, I was like...
I was probably just going to avoid it. Like, I was just like, oh, like, what's going on?
Yeah, we're like, did we do the right thing or did we not? It was a whole
Well-
lot of things. And then we went to the spa. And then it was really awkward that day. And after that, we actually, again, had a conversation.
You were like, can we go up to the roof and have a conversation?
And we talked. That was a nice talk. I guess that's
Yeah.
the talk that led to us being here together today.
Yeah, you were so sweet and vulnerable in that talk. I want you to say actually what you said.
It was like,
If you don't say it right, I'm going to say it.
I was like, my feelings for you are really big.
They're really strong, actually.
They're really strong, actually.
Yeah.
And I just don't want this to be a one-time thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did say that.
Right. And we're like, we were kind of in the perfect setup
Honestly,
to be like vacation boyfriends.
I fucking did not know, like, those feelings, because that was like the very first time in my life that I felt that way. Like, I've been in relationships before that and never felt that. It was just different. I still feel that every day for Atlas.
Yeah. And you said, I love you, actually.
I said I have a lot of love for you. Actually.
No. I cannot believe you're trying to change this. You literally said, my feelings are really strong.
I'm not trying to change it.
And I love you, actually. And I said, I actually love you, too. But I'm so confused.
Yeah, I'm so confused. I just thought of this and that.
Yeah. But you were like, I completely understand. You were like, it's completely okay. And we actually decided...
Yeah, that's when I was like, I don't want this to be a one-time thing. So we decided to like continue our friendship for now.
Yeah, you were like, let's just be friends. And that lasted...
A day.
A day? I was going to say 2.
We went to the park the next day. We chilled out. And then...
Saw peacocks.
We hugged for a long time.
Yeah.
And then came back. And we just started making out. Like, we just went at it.
It was actually great because deciding to be friends completely took the pressure off. It was like, let's not be weird at all. And we weren't. We really weren't weird at all. I think we've always been really comfortable with each other. Like, really, really, really comfortable. Like, oh, I love it.
Guys, get you someone who you're really comfortable with.
Yeah. Like, you can have that nervousness stuff, but it's not like...
And your relationship's not always going to be
anxious.
perfect, but, we're not trying to be perfect. We're trying to grow.
Yeah. Period. So we
can say this, right? We've been 7 years together, so.
Yeah.
We just celebrated that.
Still together, yeah.
We celebrated right here in front of our fireplace.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a fire going. It's so nice. So, yeah, spoiler alert. We're still here together. So we started making out, and we made out a lot.
A lot.
And then we tried to take it further and
It just
have
didn't
sex.
work out.
And it just didn't work out. Like, our bodies were just like, no, not right now. And we laughed so much.
Yeah.
That was a really good thing, though. That could have been a complete killer. Like, we could have literally never looked at each other again after that. It was like most people, if that happened to me, I would never look at them. But it was so just like funny. Like, we just laughed and we just connected and we were like, all right, let's put our clothes back on and hang out. And at this point, we only had a few days left before you guys were supposed to leave.
Yeah, this was 2 days before. And then, we were just sitting out there, just making out in the balcony in the cold, just smoking cigarettes, making out, drinking tea.
Like, we were so into each other.
Like the NRE, new relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was
strong.
high. It was strong. And it was uncertain if we're going to meet again or not. A little bit, and we didn't know.
But I don't remember it feeling that way. I remember feeling certain. But so at this point, we made a plan with Kay that the 3 of us were going to go to Thailand.
Yeah, the night, or I was flying out early morning back to Bangalore, and we had such a sweet time that night.
Yeah, so emotional.
So emotional.
It's like...
I could not resist. You could not resist. But I was really strong. And at this point, like, the Thailand plan was uncertain because
it was planned, but it wasn't booked yet.
It wasn't booked. It was planned. It was just up in the air a little bit.
Yeah. And I still had that weird money situation. But so you left to Bangalore.
Yeah.
We said goodbye. And 2 days later, we did leave for Thailand. But then shit hit the fan.
It
So
really did.
come back for episode 2 to find out what happened and where we go from there.
We're not going to keep you not entertained. It's a really interesting story.
Aren't you entertained? I hope you are.
I hope
you are. We put a lot of our heart into this, and we're so excited because it's brand new and it's scary to start something new. So thank you so much for staying this long. If you stayed this long, you're the fucking best. We love you. Cloud Pink forever.
And find us on Instagram at Cloud Pink Beauty. You'll see there that I make a lot of amazing self-care products. We put a lot of love into it. And there's a lot of knowledge from and education that I've gained over the years from my ancestral practices and education. So check us out at Cloud Pink Beauty on Instagram.
And theasessence.com. We're in the process of changing the name from Theas Essence to Cloud Pink.
cloudpinkbeauty.com, but
Yeah.
for now you can go to Instagram if it's easier to remember, Cloud Pink Beauty, and you can click the link in the bio.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here again.
See you next week.
See you next week. Say bye, y'all.
Bye.